Hey guys, me Hobo2006. I'm recording this and the previous video back to back. I just like to record them a lot, like in bunches, then edit them, then probably not upload half the videos, because that's what I did with the Outlast 2 thing, because I just wasn't energetic for the, second half of the videos I made. Well, I guess I'm not really energetic anyway. So I think in this video, it's gonna be a, just making a deck, or I'm at least gonna open all these card packs, 'cause I love opening card packs. Alright, so these I think are just a bunch of like beginner cards, right? Yeah, a bunch of like the not so good. So actually I probably won't open too many. I know what a lot of these do already, but I'll probably scroll through some of them, say which ones so I know Rime isn't bad, because it's just an automatic, like they can only stop it if they have another card. Yeah, so there's two different kinds of monsters. And if you don't know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, I know at the beginning of the last video, I said, don't stay, but stay, because I've been explaining so much of this, it doesn't really matter. So there's two different kinds of monsters. There's effect monsters and there's normal monsters. These are normal, because if you see on the left, there's a card, and it's here. Hold on, let me see if I can get one with both an effect and a normal monster in here. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's not bad actually. I can start getting Exodia. Well, right now, not really. So here's the thing. So see right, sure, Buku. So see right here, right? You see on the left, there's the axe, which stands for the attack points of a monster, and shield, which stands for the defense points of a monster. Two different positions for monsters, and basically, like, you can see to the right of the shield, there's a weird little symbol in Japanese, which that means that, like, what kind of element that card is. This is dark. This is dark as well. That's dark. That's dark. Okay, I think that's Earth. Yeah, that's Earth. Yeah, that little symbol in Japanese has the color, the little circle. Then, like, to the right of it, the little square with rounded edges, which has like a little, in this one, it's like a little wizard inside of it, which stands for like what kind of monster it is. Like attribute, that's what the thing on the left is called there. We're looking at the right side of the card. We're not looking at the attack or defense. So the attribute is the little like the little purple circle on this one, the little brown circle or greenish brown circle on this one, and the I want to say it's type. Yeah, I think it's just type. This is spellcaster. So yeah, a lot of these kind is like wizards and whatnot. This is warrior. This is insect. This is machine. They're pretty self-explanatory, honestly, with just the image. This is rock. Yeah, rock. You can actually see. You see, it's now looking below all those symbols. You see Buku, which is its name. Then you can see it says spellcaster. It says warrior, insect, machine, rock, and another spellcaster. And then if you look above that axe there, you see the levels, like the little stars. They're levels. It says ×2, which means it's a 2-star monster. On the top of the actual card, you can see it has 2 little stars there. Here's 3, here's 1, here's 5. And this basically explains that, like, so level 1 through 4 monsters can just be normal summoned on your main phase. They can be normal summoned without any card effect or tribute summons. 5 and 6, level 5 and 6, 5 or 6 stars, then they require 1 fusion summon. Like this one, you have to sacrifice 1 monster to summon it onto the field. And then 7 and 8, I'm not positive when it gets up to the higher area. 7 and 8, I'm pretty sure just takes 2 fusion summons. So I don't have any of those in this pack. I'm just gonna start opening some packs in the background real quick to see if I can find one. So 7 and 8 require 2 fusion summons. I have 2 5-stars. Really, I like Pot of Duality. I'm a big fan of this card. I have it in real life as well. I have 2 5-stars, but so yeah, 7 and 8 stars requires 2 fusion summons, so it's kind of just like big trade-off, but a lot of the really strong monsters as well are higher starred, so it's, you know, a pretty good trade-off a lot of times. And also, as you get further into the series, better, more and more effect monster cards show up. Yeah, I know what a fair bit of these do. I don't know, I've never seen a few of these, but I recognize most of these. Yeah, dark type. Oh, what'd I do? Okay. Yeah, this is just both players must set spell cards, yeah. Which isn't bad. Like, that's good for if I meet an enemy that just uses a bunch of spells and trap, or spells specifically. I'll only equip this card. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I think I know a few cards similar to this. Kind of similar to this. But this is the only one I've ever seen, I think, with only a level 1 monster, which is not that great, because they can still attack a monster even if you can attack their life points directly. Dang it, a 6-star. I was really hoping that... Oh, this is actually a pretty good monster. Hold on. During battle between this attacking card and a defense position monster whose defense is lower than the attack of this card. Oh, so this is basically piercing. Let's say this monster attacked this monster. With its effect, it has 8,000 defense, this has 2,400. It would still do 1,600 damage, even if he was in defense. Because ordinarily, if they're in defense position and an attack position monster with a higher attack than their defense hits them, it'll destroy the card, but won't do any battle damage. However, with this, as you can see, it says whose defense is lower than the attack of this card, inflict the difference as battle damage to your opponent. That will actually allow you to, like if it attacked this, it'd still do 2,000 damage. So that's actually a really good monster to have early game, in my opinion. A lot of this just gonna be my opinion, because I don't really know. Oh, come on, game, you can't do me like that. Oh, there's a card called, so if you haven't watched the show, you wouldn't know. You've seen the image in the top left. There's a card called Yu-Jo Friendship, which is named after Yugi, character on the far left of this card, and Joey, far right of this card with the brown hair. There's a card called Yu-Jo Friendship, which is, you know, Yugi, and Joey. And it's basically, in real life, it's where you shake hands with your opponent, and then if you do, then your life points are split in between each other. They like take the average and split it in between. So it's not bad, and this card makes it to where they have to shake your hand. Like, they don't really get a choice. Typically with Yu-Jo Friendship, they don't have to. It's up to them. Because obviously it'd be a little annoying if you just straight up split the life points. Yeah, DNA transplant, not bad. Yeah, I've gotten a few of these cards. I'm probably going to go down to 2,100, and then I'm going to stop and continue playing, because I probably won't actually. Actually, no. I'm probably not going to play any. I'll probably just make a, you know, kind of weak beginner deck for this video. Because I still have some of the stuff needed to make a deck. None of these cards are really too, you know, too important or anything. That's not bad. If I have a bunch of like cards that just summon a monster or something. Yeah, okay. So that's enough of that. Here's gonna be, oh, it's actually kind of cool. So I forgot about this. You can just actually, oh, I get a few cards to actually start out with, don't I? Ha ha ha. That's broken. Okay, no, I'm not gonna do that. I should probably actually make a deck. I don't want to just copy one of these. It's like, these are strong. Like, this one. See all those where it says extra, which is your extra tech. as you can see, there's all those white cards. Basically, if I have a monster that's classified as a tuner and a monster that's in just a normal or effect monster, then I can summon one of those. And of course, sometimes there's like special limits, but like that's a lot of cards, you can see. But now I'm gonna start with an empty deck. I'm not actually sure it'll just be that for now, because I'm not sure exactly what I want to make this deck for. Like if there's actually a theme or anything. There probably won't be. It'll probably just be some strong monsters. Wait, what is this monster? Okay, I'm trying to make it so that all the cards says, like, none of them say new, but that'll be annoying. Whatever. I'll just have to deal with the new for now. Spellcaster deck wouldn't be bad to start out with, honestly. So I think I can just go ahead and, okay, wait, no. Sure. Hold on, how do I filter? That's how I filter. Effect, attribute. I don't really need any attribute in particular. First, I'm gonna get some monsters here. This is typically how I like to build my decks, but to be fair, my decks typically aren't actually that good. It doesn't have to be ritual in particular. So, that's not bad. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one dragon warrior or spellcaster type normal monster from your deck to your hand. Tricky is a card that never hurts to be in your deck, in my opinion. Like, his card effect is basically just, oh wait, hold on. Yeah, you can special summon this card from your hand by discarding one card. Which, like, yeah, it does kind of suck because you gotta send one card straight from your hand to your graveyard. But it's not bad. I'm thinking Breaker, the Magical Warrior 2. This card is normal summon, place one spell counter on it. Also, this video will probably just be, like, from here on, it'll probably just be me reading cards. Because, I don't really memorize the effects of cards. This card is normal summon, place one spell counter on it, max 1. This card gains 300 attack for each spell counter on it. You can remove one spell counter from this card, then target one spell trap card on the field, destroy that target. Okay, so those are pretty good, and you can see its base attack is 1,600. There's also spells you can equip to monsters, which just make it, you know, stronger. Sometimes higher attack, sometimes higher defense. So I have the Magical Warrior. Let's check out the Magical Knight. Defender of the Magical Knight. If this card is normal summoned, place one spell counter on it, max 1, once per turn. If a spellcaster type monster on the field would be destroyed, you can remove one spell counter from your side of the field for each of those monsters inside. That's yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. See this? If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add one dragon warrior or spellcaster normal monster from your deck to your hand. Ordinarily I would put this in, but I typically just throw in effect monsters. Like, okay, oh crap, I accidentally hit circle. I think I'm going to throw these two in here because those have a high defense, as you can see, 3,000 defense and 2,000 defense, which is good for if you, like, you know, your opponent gets a strong monster out and you need some last line of defense real quick. So, I'm thinking, yeah, okay, I'll throw in two of these because it doesn't exactly hurt. It's just I'm gonna need a few normal. So that's all of the spellcasters I think I'm gonna add. Accidentally square. Hold up. Oh, I almost skipped over this, huh? And this. Wow, how did I miss those both? If this card is normal summoned, okay, this is a 6-star, which means it would have to, you know, you would have to sacrifice a monster for it. If this card is normal summoned, place 2 spell counters on it. If this card is pendulum summoned, place 3 spell counters on it. This card gains 400 attack for each spell counter on it. You can remove one spell counter from this card, then target one spell trap card on the field, destroy it. You can, okay, so it's basically just Breaker the Magical Warrior, but a little bit more on steroids. And then Blast Magician, it also uses spell counters, so I'm going to go ahead and check this one out. Each time a spell card is activated, place one spell counter on this card. When that spell card resolves, you can remove any number of spell counters from this card, then target one face-up monster on the field with attack less than or equal to the number of counters you remove times 700. There is no limit to how many cards I can have. So yeah, so basically, if you couldn't tell, this deck is kind of focused on like being able to cancel your enemies or your opponent's spells or traps. I thought this thing looked familiar. I think I recognize this. When this card is summoned, target one face-up monster your opponent controls. This card's attack and defense becomes equal to that monster's original attack and defense. That's it's just the issue of, yeah, that's pretty good. I'll keep it. It's just the issue of if I have to do that and I, obviously take the strongest monster they have, it's just the issue of like being able to actually do something about that. Because if two monsters have equal attack, for anybody who doesn't know, then when they fight each other, they both break. So like it's not bad if I need to get rid of a monster, but I'd prefer not to resort to that. Hold on, wait, what is this? Ah, it's a bird, of course. Birds. I think I can actually sort by name. Hold on. I'm gonna see. I think yeah. So I think if I do this, it'll also go through card text. So I'm gonna hope there's like a, do I have, okay. Dang, I was kind of hoping I'd have a spell card that supported these guys, but I don't think I do. So I'm gonna continue with monsters, and I accidentally square again. I like to go by name. Another thing about this is that what was I gonna say? Dang it! Why am I scatterbrain? Wait, where'd my thought go? Dang it! Whatever. I don't know what else I want here. I mean, maybe fairy. Nah, I don't have enough fairies for that taxi. I guess some warriors, so hopefully I just have two different types. So this is good. You take no battle damage from attacks involving this monster. That's pretty solid, honestly. A few more of these, like this isn't bad. I'd say he doesn't, that's just flavor text there. 2,200 attack though for one sacrifice isn't bad. Anyway, Amazon S, Amazon. Okay, so I do have a few Amazon S cards. So that she has good attack, and her effect is pretty good. So she wouldn't be able to be destroyed by battle either. And Sage. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked and is still on the field, target one spell trap card your opponent controls. Destroy that target. Okay. That's, yeah, I'll take that just because it does kind of work with her. And I mean, if I get an equip card and set it on her, then she could actually do a fair bit of damage. Axe Raider, yeah, I do want Axe Raider. He's just a good card. She's not that great, as you can. So here's the thing: you kind of gotta understand trade-offs here. As you see here, 1,700 attack is pretty good for a 4-star monster. You don't have to sacrifice anything for it, but she only gains 50 attack higher, and she's a 5-star. Like, her defense is a fair bit higher, but it's not good. Hold on, where's my water? My throat hurts. Oh, wait, what did I do with? Oh, there it is. Okay. Anyway, hold up, getting a drink. Ugh. Once per turn, you can. Once per turn, you can remove from play up to 2 spell cards from your graveyard. This card gains 300 attack for each card removed until the end of your opponent's next turn. That's kind of good, cause like, it's not really good, but it's pretty mediocre. Command 9. All warrior type monsters you control gain 400 attack. If you control another monster, monsters your opponent controls cannot target cannot target this card for an attack. I'm not good at reading English. I will take 2 of these because they are pretty good. I remember, like, I would say, obviously, if I can get 2 of those things on the field, that means 800 attack overall, bonus for all warrior type monsters, which means 2,000 attack for 2 of these things. Darkblade is another, like, good, just monster similar to Axe Raider. Actually, better defense and attack. So he's just overall better. So here's a pendulum monster. How pendulums work is, you see the little blue and red crystal. This might have changed since the last time I played, so I can't exactly remember. But say you put them in one of the blue or red spots on the field, and that number next to them is like the level of monster, kind of. So, you know, this is level 4. The number next to the blue which is 3, which would mean I can special summon level 3s, but you need to have 2 of those on the field at the same time. So you also need another one, which would be like 7 here, which means, I think this is how it works. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure it's how, like, you know, if on the blue side I had 3 and on the red side I had 7, it doesn't really matter in this case, because, like, for both of them it's the same number for each card. But, like, if 3 on the left, 7 on the right, it would mean I can special summon, which is where you only get 1 normal summon per turn, but you're allowed to have any amount of special summons unless there's a spell card or trap card preventing it. How it works is just like, I'm pretty sure I can special summon as many monsters between those levels as I want. So if I had him and him on, like, the pendulum zones, then I can special summon him and him in the same turn. Whereas with normal summons I only get 1. So it wouldn't hurt to have one of each, just because I'm not a big pendulum guy. I don't really care for pendulums, but, you know. When this card is normal or special summoned, choose 1 level 4 or lower warrior type monster from your deck, except Field Commander Raz, whatever, and place it on top of your deck. Okay. I read that, but I just realized I was just kind of saying words and I wasn't actually realizing what I was saying. Choose 1 level 4 or lower warrior type. Oh, wait, yeah, okay. I kind of thought that that's what I was saying, but I thought that was a little too good. But yeah, there are a bunch of really good cards with good effects. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower monster from your hand. Also, after that, yeah, this is just another good card. Or I just get to special summon from my hand. Why? Feel the strength of this sword swinging samurai from the far east. I don't know what that's supposed to be. I don't know what kind of dialect. I don't know. If you have exactly 3 normal monsters in your graveyard, you can. That's already kind of a get out, because that's exactly 3 normal monsters. I don't even have too many normal monsters in my deck. This card, okay, you can special summon this card from your hand by removing from play 2 normal monsters from your graveyard, which is banishing. Banishing with banished monsters and cards, there's almost no way of getting them back. There's a few ways, but almost no way. Once per turn, you can select and special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from your graveyard. I don't think that's worth it. Well, I mean, it doesn't. Okay. I just didn't quite read this. It says I can special summon. It doesn't mean that that's the. Because some cards you can only special summon. You're not allowed to normal summon them. So this, yeah, I mean, it's kind of good. Once per turn during your end phase, you can change the battle position of this card. This is kind of good for if I need to hit an opponent, but I need to, you know, turn on my card's attack position, hit a face down, has high defense, I can switch it back. Your opponent cannot target face-up warrior type monsters for attacks, except this one. When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon 1 level 4. Another just like good, because a lot of my cards are level 4 or lower. You can see on the right there if you really look closely. Actually, a lot of them are exactly level 4. This is a card that's just not good enough. So, Do I have tuners? Okay, here's one tuner. I definitely need him. I don't even care about the attack. Tuners are just good for synchro summons, and I kind of like synchro summoning, actually. That's another card that's not worth it. Anyway, back to Scarred Warrior. One tuner plus one or more non-tuner monsters. And how it works is, I think the star... So how synchro summoning works is basically stars have to... Like, the levels of the monster have to equal the synchro monster's level. So, like, level 3 here. Level 5, so I'd need a level 2. I think it's that. You might be able to go over. I might have to Google that. So, yeah, I would say I think you can go over. So I'm gonna add one of those into my deck. I'll say it's in my extra deck, so it doesn't take up a deck slot. You do have to have limited cards. You have a limited amount of cards you can have in your deck. You have to have at least 40, but you cannot have more than 60. Here, I know somebody who this is like one of their favorite cards, Twin Shield Defender. When this card you control is destroyed by battle and sent to your graveyard, you can have the current attack of one face-up monster your opponent controls until the end phase. You can kind of see why it's their favorite. You can basically just suicide bomb with it, and then take out a monster. When this card... Oh, I never actually read this thing's description. Scarred Warrior. I'm going to go and read his description of the Synchro Monster. Your opponent cannot target face-up warrior-type monsters for attacks, except this one. Once per turn, if this card would be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. I like this card. That's a good effect. Like, if it gets attacked by a monster with a higher attack, it still survives. Unless it gets hit by 2 in one turn. So, I'm a big fan of that card, honestly. I've seen it in a few different games. Underworld Fighter Balmung, another Synchro. One tuner and one or more non-tuner. So this would also work with the Toon Warrior. Yeah, Toon Warrior. Okay. Underworld Fighter Balmung. If you're wondering why I keep saying it again whenever I go back to it, just for if anybody's just listening and not watching. One tuner and one or more non-tuner monsters. When this card is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can target one level 4 or lower monster in your graveyard, except this card, special summon that target. That's kind of good. So I will have, because it doesn't hurt to always just cover yourself. I think 29 monster cards isn't bad. I think I'm just going to throw in do I have a Karibo? Hold on. A Karibo wouldn't hurt. Hold up. So Karibo... There's a ton of different kinds of them. No, I don't. Dang it. And it's a lot of their effects are something along the lines of basically just cancel battle damage. That's all it is. I would like just here. I'm just gonna... dang it. There we go. I'm going to reset to any... And then head over to... Yeah, here we go. Yeah, tuner. You can just filter by tuner. And I do want a few more tuners in my deck. This one doesn't hurt. It's a level 1, so... select one face-up tuner monster you control. That monster cannot be destroyed by... cannot be destroyed by battle or by card effects until the end phase of the next turn. I don't think so. I will throw... Oh, wait. Here's my favorite tuner. I love him. He's so strong. I have no clue what that image is, but I love him so much. That should be good enough. I think I have enough. Remove from play one tuner monster from your graveyard. Target face-up monster you control gain... Oh. Target face-up monster you control gains attack equal to the removed monster's attack. That's actually kind of good. Because anytime you synchro summon, I think the materials are sent to the graveyard. Okay. So now I can not accidentally hit square. I'm going to be doing that a lot. I hate it, but I'm going to. So now I'm just going to set it to where it's spell or trap. Oh, here we go. There we go. So first up, I'm going to need some... I will say I'm really just not good with getting spells and traps. First I'm going to get some... I should probably just go with dang it. I should probably just go with both of them. So I'm going to go for field spell first. Any that support just warriors? No, not quite. Are any of my monsters wind, dark, or fire? Like enough of them so you can see the element there. That's water, that's earth, dark, fire, fire, earth, water, air, or wind. It's wind. Dark, dark, dark. Wind, fire, earth, fire, fire. Light, earth, fire, wind, earth, wind. That's surprising. I thought that'd be dark. Earth, dark, and light. So, not really. I don't think... I do have a few dark, but I don't think it's enough for that to actually be worth it. And I accident square again. It doesn't really matter here, but you know, that annoys me. Okay, equip cards. So these are the kind of cards where like you equip them to a monster and they gain attack or defense. I love Black Pendant because, you know, it's the equipped monster gains 500 at attack. When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. I like that because it's just 500 direct damage that they can't really negate. Equipped to a spellcaster type monster that has a level. It gains attack equal to its level times 100. If the equipped monster is destroyed by your opponent's card by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, and this card is sent to your graveyard as a result, you can special summon that monster. So here's what I'm thinking for that card. It's pretty good for the for Breaker, the Dark Magical Warrior, and you know, just really all of these spellcasters. Because, like, they're all level 4. I don't actually have that many spellcasters, do I? Or most of them are level 4. Yeah, like this one. Hold up, wait. Can I filter this one by attribute? Oh, that would have been pretty easy, huh? I do have a bunch of earth, but I sadly don't actually have... Yeah, here we go. Type and icon. Yeah, okay. So there's all the... It'd be really good for tricky. Anyway, back to... Ah, dang it. I accidentally... There we go. Fire monster equipped with this card increases its attack by 400 points. Here, hold up, let me, and decreases it by 200. I think that said. Hold up, let me check it. Fire. So I have a few fire monsters, but I don't think that's actually enough to, you know, justify having that card. Equip only to a warrior type monster. That's pretty good. Main reason I went with warrior and spellcasters because, like, for my first deck I make, is because they're typically the first, like, the easiest cards to get near the beginning of the game, and they typically have the most, or in the beginning of any of the games, and typically have the most spell or trap cards that go with it, or spells really. Equip only to a warrior type monster. It gains 300 attack. During your main phase, if this card is in your graveyard, you can remove from play 2 warrior type monsters in your graveyard to add this card to your hand. That's, yeah, okay. I think that's worth it. I have enough warriors, I think that's worth it. Fighting spirit, yeah, for each monster your opponent controls. So if my opponent controlled like all 5 monsters, then that's 1,500. If it would be destroyed by battle, you can destroy this card. Yeah, that's a pretty good backup. I probably shouldn't have 2. Equip only to a warrior type monster. It gains 800 attack. All all water monsters lose 500 attack. That's great. I just have to say that. That's a good... I like that card effect. Especially because eventually I'm going to have to fight a... That's... Wait. Okay, I have an idea for that card. Anyway, eventually I'm going to have to fight a duelist, I'm pretty sure, who really just uses water monsters. Or, yeah, water monsters. And that'll be pretty good. So this card, here's my plan for this card. You can only equip this card to a level 1 monster. A monster equipped with this card can attack your opponent's life points directly. Here's my plan. Where is it? Hold on. Here it is. As you can see, this is level 1. When this card is summoned, target one face-up monster your opponent controls. This card's attack and defense becomes equal to that monster's original attack and defense. So my plan is, since it doesn't change its level to copy the monster, I can use, since it's level 1, use that to my advantage and just attack them directly. It's not exactly worth it, but I kind of just want to go for it. So, because the chance of me having both those cards at the same time is kind of low. Yep, another equipped for spellcaster. Equip only to a spellcaster type monster. it gains 500 attack. If you control the equipped monster and this card, you can send both to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. So that's kind of good. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. That's kind of good if I need a lot of cards really quickly. This isn't really relevant. Hold up. Getting some water. Yeah, I would say that's not really relevant. I don't have any XYZ monsters. Continuous. So here's the interesting ones. These just stay on the field the whole time. This kind of good. All monsters you control gain 200 attack during your battle phase only. It's kind of good. It's like, it's only during your battle phase, so it's not exactly great. This card would be good if I had a normal deck. Or a deck full of normal monsters, that is. It's just during your draw, Heart of the Underdog, during your draw phase, when you draw a normal monster, you can reveal it, draw 1 more card. So it's not, like, you know, it's kind of good. Shard of Greed, I love this card. So there's a card called Pot of Greed, which is banned because it's just draw 2 cards. There's no downside. So Shard of Greed, each time you draw a card for your normal draw in your draw phase, place 1 greed counter on this card. You can send this card with 2 or more greed counters to the graveyard. Draw 2 cards. So yeah, just in 2 turns I get 2 cards for free, plus the 2 I drew. So it's just kind of good. Supply Squad. Once per turn, if a monster you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, draw 1 card. I'm gonna take that. Just 1. Because it's mediocre, but like I like that. Swords of Concealing Light. I think there's another card similar to this called Swords of Revealing Light, which is really good and I want one. But yeah. When this card resolves, all monsters your opponent controlled when this card was activated are changed to face down defense position. Monsters your opponent controls cannot change their battle positions. Destroy this card during your second standby phase after activation. I'm gonna take that because like that's pretty good. If a monster, because a lot of monsters have like high attack and low defense, or low attack and high defense. Most of them, some of them. A lot of, it's kind of like half and half. Some of them have high attack, some of them have low defense. You know, whatever. That'd be good for some monsters. And this doesn't help me. Sealmaster Mesa, I don't know. I'm sorry. I didn't actually mean to hit X there. Yeah, that's not exactly worth it. Quick play. These are basically just ones I can play at any time in the game during opponent or my turn. Remove from play 1 tuner monster from your graveyard. Target face-up monster. Target face-up monster you control gains attack equal to the removed monster's attack. I think I tried to read this card earlier when I was opening the packs and I still couldn't say it right. Is that already in my deck? Oh, it is. Wait. Oh, right. I remember I searched up tuner. Makes sense now. This automatically gets put in my hand and in my deck. Activate one of these effects. You only get one or the other, but it's still kind of good. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Change that target's battle position. So once again, if a monster has high attack and low defense, pretty good to just destroy that monster. Then here's its other effect. Tribute 1 monster, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Take control of that target until the end phase. That's pretty good. Like, I'm only going to have one in my deck just because it's the chance of me actually having a card on the field to actually be able to activate, like, tribute. But it's still kind of good. You can only activate this card when Pot of Greed is activated. It's banned and nobody really uses it. Negate the effect of the Pot of Greed and draw 1 card from your hand. Whatever. Rush recklessly. Target 1 face-up monster on the field. It gains 700 attack until the end of this turn. It's pretty good if I attack a face-down that has higher attack, or if I don't trust myself. And then Twister. Pay 500 life points. Then target 1 face-up spell trap card on the field to destroy that target. Pretty good. Then Unity. Select 1 monster on your side of the field. The defense of the selected monster becomes equal to all the combined original defense of all face-up monsters on your side of the field until the end of this turn. That's not worth it. I don't think it is. It might just be me. But, like, it seems a little flawed because, you know, what if I don't have it? I guess. I don't know how to say it. I'm gonna throw in 1 Dark Hole because it's good. It just resets the field basically of all monsters. This is good as well. I'm filling up my deck. I'm probably gonna have to go through to make space for traps. Here's Swords Revealing Light. I just got distracted, sorry. Flip all monsters your opponent controls face up. This card remains on the field for 3 of your opponent's turns. So yeah, it's just a timeout button, basically. While this card is face up on the field, monsters your opponent controls cannot declare an attack. So yeah, it's just a timeout button for me. But I can still hit him. That's, and it's decent. Earthquake, change all. I have enough cards that change to defense. I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add this one. Then I'm probably just gonna stop with all the spell cards. Actually, I'm gonna add that. Pod Duality. Excavate the top 3 cards of your deck. Add one of them to your hand. Also, after that, shuffle the rest back into your deck. You can only activate 1 Pot of Duality per turn. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. It's like, yeah, it does kind of suck, but whatever. It's pretty good. Magic, I have to. It's good to reset your hand. Shuffle any number of cards from your hand into the deck, then draw the same number of cards. Yeah, it's just kind of good for a reset. Target 1 warrior type monster in your graveyard. Add that target to your hand. That's a yes. Alright, I'm stopping. Stop. I have to add it. Dang it. Add 1 level 4 or lower warrior type monster from your deck to your hand. Oh, my voice. Yeah, I have to add that. I have a lot of level 4s and, you know. So I'm done with that now. Now I just have a bunch of traps, which the traps are good. First off, if anybody's ever played Yu-Gi-Oh, you probably know about this card. It's Mirror Force. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Oddly, this is not banned. I wish it was, because I hate this card. And you'll probably find out how much I hate this card, because like every common in this game has it. I'm gonna take Jar of Greed. It's Pot of Greed, but it's only during your opponent's turn. Yeah. I'm going to take this as well. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target the attacking monster, negate the attack, and if you do, inflict battle to your opponent inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. So yeah, that's pretty good. The rest of these cards, I'm sorry I'm not going through them all. I just don't feel like rating all of these. Select and destroy 2 of your... Obviously, I'm going to read some of the ones I don't know. Select and destroy 2 of your monsters, and... No, that's not worth it. I don't think. When a face-up attack position monster your opponent controls is changed to face-up defense position, destroy all defense position monsters. Okay. That's... Nah, the chance of that actually happening, because nobody really does... Oh, this. When a monster you control declares an attack until the end phase, that monster gains 700 attack. Also, if it attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage. So yeah, it's just a piercing trap card. I don't really think there's any more of these cards I need. I'm just reading through some of them. That one would be nice, but I know I'm at 660 cards, but I need to check out some of the other. Yeah, this is unfortunate. I need to call off the Haunted, at least one. Okay, so I'm gonna go through this. I probably don't need 2 of these. This monster, he's good, but compared to some of my other monsters, I would say Judge Man just isn't that great. Like, yeah, just looking at these, they're both level 6. She just has 200 more attack and 300 more defense. Yeah. I would get rid of one of my Flame Velgars or Breaker, but those are kind of helpful. This is a tuner, which is more than enough justified. I would like to keep Command Knight. Maybe it's the spell. I do have a ton of spells, and that's probably going to be my die. I'm going to get rid of 1 Black Pendant and 1 Shard of Greed. Even though I like Shard of Greed, it's not too necessary. So remember, this is just like a basic deck. I don't actually expect this to win a lot of duels. I don't know why I said actually. I don't actually expect to win too many duels with this deck, but it's just kind of to get me started. I'm going to throw 1 Call of the Haunted. It's basically just whenever a monster goes into the graveyard, I can special summon that. And then if either of those cards go out, the other's out. I would say that card's good, but there's a better version of that card I just don't have yet. Divine Wrath. When a monster effect is activated, discard one card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that monster. And Magic Jammer I need. When a spell card is activated, discard one card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this too. It's just kind of nice to have, Divine Wrath. Yeah, I'm just going to, real quick, because I'm just going to go ahead and push it to 60. I'm just going to find one more card I want. I said I'm just going to far too many times. I think... Oh, activate only when a monster is sent from the field to your graveyard. Select and destroy one monster on the field. I like this one. It's basically just you're coming down with me. Oh, I kind of want that. Each player chooses one monster they control, then shuffles it back into the deck. Basically, if they summon a high attack monster, and, you know, like tribute summon, I can just say no, get out of here, and it's just out. I'm probably going to take Michizure out, even though I decided it, whatever. When an opponent's monster declares a memory of an adversary. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, you take damage equal to the attacking monster's attack. And if you do, banish that monster. Okay. During the end phase of your next opponent's turn, special summon that monster to your side of the field. Oh! Alright, sure would be a shame if somebody took another card out just to add that in as well. I have far too many spells, don't I? I'm probably just going to end up going to duel my first time and just drawing nothing but spells. We'll see. I'm sure somebody will say something about it in comments. Actually, probably not. I'm trying to... I'm probably gonna get rid of one of these traps. Is it worth? Yeah, that probably is kind of worth it. That's definitely worth it. That's I think I can get by without Magic Jammer. I do have what are they called? The breaker monster, or the magical monsters, like magical warrior, magical defender. So here's my deck. I'm just gonna run by real quick, just name them all. In case anybody wants to copy this deck, you probably shouldn't. But Copycat, Defender of the Magical Knight, Flash Knight, Dark Blade, Breaker the Dark Magical Warrior, Breaker the Magical Warrior, Breaker the Magical Warrior, Dragon Horn Hunter, Aquamador, Neo Aquamador, Water Spirit, Flambow Guard, Blast Magician, Command Knight, the tricky Little Wingard, yeah, Wingard. Chaos Rider Gustav, I don't know why that's his name. Blue Dragon Summoner, Twin Shield Defender, Marauding Captain, Goblinberg, sure. Field Commander Roz, Amazoness, Sage, Amazoness, Queen, Amazoness Fighter, Toon Warrior, Axe Raider, Knight of the Red Lotus, Command Knight, Banner of Courage, Battle Tune, Black Pendant, Bound Wand, Dark Hole, Divine Sword, Phoenix Blade, Double Summon, Enemy Controller, Fighting Spirit, Lightning Blade, Magical Mallet, Opti Camouflage Armor, Pot of Duality, Reinforcement of the Army, Rush Recklessly, Strike Slash, Mirror Force, Memory of an Adversary. Ugh, my throat hurts. Magic Cylinder, Jar of Greed, Divine Wrath, Compulsory Escape Device, Call of the Haunted, Wonder Wand, Twister, The Warrior Returning Alive, Swords of Revealing Light, Swords of Concealing Light, Supply Squad, and Shard of Greed. I should probably get rid of some of these spells. Hold on. Type icon. How many equips do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. I have 7. Okay. Just, I don't like... Because you can see on the right there with all the numbers, 8 is like normal monsters. The 20 there, which is like the orangish card, is effect monsters. The white is the synchro monsters in my extra deck. Green is spell cards, 22, and 8 trap cards. And I'm not sure what the 2 is actually. Oh, maybe pendulum. Yeah. But I'm just gonna roll with it. So yeah, here's my deck. I'm gonna go ahead and name it. How do I name it? Yeah, here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and name it. Spell. I'm real original. Spell fire. Spell warrior. Spell. I'll just go ahead and go spell fire. No, I'm gonna go spell warrior. Yeah. So there's that. Here's my basic deck, but it's not that good. This deck is probably at least better than that. So anyway, here's my deck. That's my deck. That's it. That's the end. Next video is probably gonna be a fight, some fights. Then after that, maybe another card pack opening, and then some more fights. Probably won't do another one of these for a few videos. Oh, my throat hurts from talking so much. So yeah, that's the end of this video, and I'll see you guys next time.